Joe Jarls, owner of Everything Concealed Carry, wants to make one thing clear. An AR-15 is not an assault rifle.
People are very misinformed about what an assault rifle is, number one. There are no such weapons available in the United States. You cannot get one. Well, an assault rifle is an automatic weapon, and automatic weapons have been illegal in the United States for many, many years.
An automatic weapon fires as long as the trigger is held and there's ammunition in the magazine chamber. A semi-automatic weapon automatically reloads, but a shooter must pull the trigger each time to fire another round. An AR-15 is a semi-automatic gun modeled after a rifle designed for military use. It was tweaked for the civilian market. AR stands for Armalite Rifle, the company that first developed it.
It was used initially in Vietnam, and it was not for mass killing. It was for wounding and injuring. They wanted to shoot a very fast, small round that would stop the threat, but not necessarily kill the threat. So the AR-15 is not a killing weapon.
But it was the weapon used to kill in 5 of the last 16 mass shootings in the United States.
I don't think we would have anywhere near the death total that we've had this year if it weren't for those type of weapons. You can't go into a nightclub or into downtown Dallas with a pistol and shoot people at the capacity in which these people have with just a pistol that you buy, a Glock.
A semi-automatic rifle similar to an AR-15 was used in the Pulse nightclub massacre in Orlando. 49 people were killed and 53 others injured. A version of the AR-15 was used in the San Bernardino shooting that left 14 people dead. In 2012, James Holmes used an AR-15 inside the Aurora, Colorado movie theater, killing 12 people and wounding 70. And Adam Lanza used an AR-15 to kill 20 first graders and 6 adults in Newtown, Connecticut. But Jarl says the majority of people who buy AR-15s use it for target practice or home protection.
It's easy to shoot. There's basically no recoil to an AR-15. It's not a loud gun. It's an inexpensive gun. It's inexpensive to shoot. So it's a good home defense gun.
An AR-15 typically shoots a .223 caliber round.
The .223 shoots a very small bullet. If you look, even in pistols, this is a .38. That's a .223. The .38 is a much larger round. So a handgun round is much larger.
But it's not the size of the bullet that most people think of.
You can mow down everything within a second or two.
AR-15 style rifles can be modified to use a magazine that holds as many as 100 bullets. As far as how fast you can fire an AR-15, well, with any semi-automatic firearm, whether it be an AR-15 or a pistol, you can fire off a shot just as fast as a shooter can pull the trigger. For the average person, Jarl says that would be 2 shots per second, but could be faster if fired by a skilled shooter. Even though AR-15s are commonly thought to be the weapon of mass killers, it's after mass shootings that sales increase.
Unfortunately, tragedy does scare people, and people want to be able to protect themselves. So when there's a tragedy, people recognize the threat and they arm themselves.